You're watching The Glam Show
on the Coyoteman Show Network.
We talk passion, fashion, and purpose.
Let's do it.
Okay, hello guys. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Glam Show. As you already know, we are on the Coyoteman Show Network. Make sure you are downloading Coyoteman Show Network on all of your mobile apps, Androids, iPhones, as well as Roku, Amazon Fire TV. Okay, and follow us on all the social media platforms from Instagram and Facebook. You already know it's your girl, Miss Critique, and my co-host, Mr.
Barbara Shane Q Sharp.
And we have a special guest. All of you who know me, you know who this is to the side of me, okay? Miss Queen Jackie. Queen Jackie, okay? So how you doing, Miss Queen Jackie?
I am doing great. I'm honored to be here tonight, and I'm looking forward to.
We are glad to have
topic.
you. Yes, hot topics. You already know. We're going to put you in the hot seat.
I like the hot.
Okay. So tell the people who you are. Give them a little brief about what you do.
Okay. So I have a podcast called The Intimate Connections. I'm also a holistic life and intimacy coach, and I've won several awards with regards to media and intimacy.
Okay.
So, yes.
So you are a professional in the intimacy
That's
area.
what they say.
Area, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna take it over to my co-host because he likes to get in with the questions. So I'm gonna let him get him a few questions in there.
Okay, well, I'm gonna dive right in. What is the biggest misconception?
I was going to say, Diamond, Coyote.
Dive right in. What is the biggest misconception about intimacy?
That it's just physical.
Okay.
I feel like we really miss the boat because we just make it about the physical connection and not joining the mental aspect of it. Like for me, personally, for me to have my biggest orgasm, I have to be connected with you. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not, I'm not going to be really fulfilled.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I hear you say that, I kind of, one thing I do know about intimacy, it's about, you break the word down, it says into me.
Yeah.
So I feel you when you talking about you have to get to know you have to be on the same level, have to have the same vibe, same energy. That's correct.
That's correct.
And what all right, so your sexual partner or your intimate partner, what's a good way to get to know you? So you can get it, so y'all can get into each other on an intimate level.
Okay, conversation. We can start there. But I'm a person that likes to touch. You know what I'm saying? So, and me being able to touch someone is my way of connecting. And so I want the same in return. Something simple as holding my hand.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's intimate for me.
Okay.
What I find a lot of times, it seems to me, because I've been single for the last 2.5 years.
Okay.
It seems there are quite a few men that I run into that are not in tune with themselves. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to make that connection, and sometimes I find they're intimidated by me.
Okay.
So, yeah.
When you say intimidated, what do you mean?
I mean, because I'm someone that's very expressive. So if I like you, I'm going to tell you. Okay. And I think they find it maybe like I'm being forward, but I'm comfortable in my skin. So I'm going to be open about how I feel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So have you ever read the book, The 5 Love Languages?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm assuming what I'm hearing you say is physical touch is
That's my number one.
That's your number one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And, we were having this conversation in the barbershop, and a lot of men, they are intimidated of a aggressive woman or assertive woman. they kind of want you to let them.
Lead.
No, I would say not lead, but a lot of men. What I'm learning is they want women to, not all. Some men do like aggressive women and assertive women, but a lot of men, it seems like they just want you to give them the green light, and then they'll go from there. How you feel about it?
So if I'm giving you the green light, have you taken steps to really get to know me?
Okay.
You know, because to me, that's an issue. Because I'm expressive, it doesn't mean I'm aggressive.
Okay.
I'm just in tune with my feelings. I can't help it if you're not in tune with yours.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's the biggest problem that I found.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question.
Well.
So, all right. Nowadays, you know, a lot of people, they always talk about like the newer generation and stuff like that. And the number one thing I find that a lot of people are asking questions about is like, is courting still a thing?
I think that's interesting because dating after 30-something odd years, it's different.
Yeah.
It's so different. I'm like, I don't even like it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really different. I'm coming out into an arena that I'm not familiar with, and I feel like it's all about cutting to the chase, I guess, if you will, and not getting to know the person. So we want to hit the bedroom right away, but you don't know me.
So I do have. So with that being said, like, do you believe that the courting part is declining more so because we are cutting straight to? It's a lot of females out here that's not demanding the courting part. They're demanding the physical part straight away. You know what I mean? So could that be the reason why the courting is not happening?
It's not. It could be, and I think I feel like we are lowering our standards. So I don't feel like men feel, and I could be wrong, that they don't have to work as hard, because then I got Lisa over here that's willing to put out on the first night.
Right.
And you're not, so I'm going over here with Lisa. You know, I mean, you can chime in for that.
Well, you're right. A lot of men will, depending on the woman, they will, you know, they won't rush her.
Right.
You know, but they'll say, okay, well, she may take a little time. So it's kind of like 2 projects, 3 projects, 4 projects. While she's simmering, I'd rather go over here to the one that's already ready.
Right.
And so they're typically not going to wait around.
Right.
Right. Because it's so many, like you said, there's so many different options. Some women are moving on a faster level. Some women are moving on, you know, a slower level. I mean, pace. But a lot of guys, from what I'm seeing, they weren't taught how to court.
I agree.
So they didn't see it coming up. And I'm not making any excuses for them, but you know, a lot of the dads were working, or they just were absent, or just they don't know anything about it. You know, it was all about just going straight forward.
So you can't read?
Well,
You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. I'm asking. Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure they can read, but courting is not a priority.
Okay.
And when women are not making it a priority for men to court, because maybe most of them have never even seen it.
Right,
Maybe they've seen it in a movie, but they haven't seen it in real life.
Okay. So because I grew up in a 2-parent household, there was some aspects of my parents' relationship that I wanted, and then there were other aspects that I didn't.
Correct.
So I think even going by what you grew up being a part of, you still create your own traditions. You know, I feel like you should know what you're looking for, and you create that. You know what I mean? I don't want to always say because we wasn't taught. There was a lot of things I wasn't taught, but I learned. You know, so doesn't that come back to being our responsibility?
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
But I feel like a lot of people settle
I agree.
I feel like in so many relationships, people will settle because they don't want to be alone.
Yeah.
You know.
But then you sell yourself short because now you've lowered your standards because you don't want to be alone and you're unhappy.
Yep.
Yeah. So why do that to yourself? So, like when I separated from my husband, I didn't date for close to like 2 years because it was a time of reflection and healing. So I didn't want to take that because I was all over the place.
Into another relationship.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I didn't want to take that into, another relationship. I wanted to take the time to kind of reevaluate what I was looking for, who I am now outside of that marriage. I think so many people break up, but then they're looking to get into something else, but you haven't healed from the breakup. So now you're taking that toxic energy into a new relationship, and you're looking for someone to complete you, but you haven't took the time to get to know who you are.
You are, yep.
So I think we do more damage by going from relationship to relationship because we're not taking the time to allow ourselves to heal. Yeah.
Okay.
Got no question?
I'll pass it off to you.
Okay. What are give me 3 deal breakers for you? Like if you're dating someone and y'all are getting to know each other, they even doing the courting thing. Like what are 3 deal breakers to say, hey, that's the or do you even believe in red flags?
I've learned that. There are a lot of red flags. My number 1 deal breaker, because if I'm giving you my undivided attention, I'm going to say my number 1 deal breaker is infidelity. Because I think that's based on immaturity, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's one. I have to be able to trust you. Now, I'm going to say those are my top 2. I don't really have
The third one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why infidelity?
Because I grew up in a household with a dad that was a serial cheater. And so to see it from the standpoint of my mom, it's like, I don't want to hurt anyone that way, and I don't want anyone to hurt me that way. And I feel like, I've heard men say many times, it's just sex. What you don't understand is you're bringing that energy back into your relationship. So when you step out, you are disconnecting from your partner, and you're making a choice to be with someone else. It's just sex, you got your nut, but you're bringing that energy home. So I feel like it comes down to just being mature. Because I do believe infidelity is about insecurity and immaturity.
Okay.
It's easy to step out and be with someone else instead of fixing the problem at home.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right, and you said the number 2 was?
Trust.
Trust.
Yeah. I have to be, and not just in terms of stepping out there, but trust in terms of making the best decision for us because we're a team.
Okay.
Yeah.
And all of it, so once these 2 are broken, I guess that would break the intimacy as well.
We've lost the connection. Yeah.
Is there any way to get it back once it's broke?
Therapy.
Therapy?
A lot of therapy, but it takes both parties to commit. I can't commit to therapy if you're not willing to do it.
Okay.
Because then you have to get to the root of the problem, like, why did you feel it necessary to step out there? Because there's a problem somewhere.
Right.
It may not be with me. It could be something with you, or maybe it could be a combination of both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever had it where as though if it was something that you did, that you were willing to fix that problem with yourself? Like if you felt as though, like, it's times where we might get caught up in something else. We working or we following a dream or something like that, but we are neglecting our partner in a way. So if you already know this, you know what I mean? Because sometimes we get caught up and it happens.
I get that.
So like, are you willing to fix those things that if your partner, just accountability, taking the accountability of your part in the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, because I've committed to the team.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I, in my marriage and pursuing my dream, I think I let some things fall by the wayside.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes you have to give yourself a reality check when you see that you're doing a couple of things that's kind of taken away from the relationship and that partner feels neglected. Something has to come to a head. You have to regroup in a sense if the relationship is important to you.
Okay.
So I've been guilty of that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like the accountability piece. That's very, very big for me when it comes to a woman.
Yeah.
Because I noticed that a lot of women will leave if the man cheats.
Yeah.
But they won't take accountability to say, well, I wonder why he cheated.
They're not asking.
They just gone.
They're just gone. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Yeah.
Right.
But it is. I don't want women to get caught up in thinking that it's my fault because he cheated.
Right.
Because I do think when you go back to the beginning, people show different signs of who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we move forward with that person even though we've seen all these red flags.
Mm-hmm.
So when you move forward, it doesn't mean that person has changed.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I feel like it means that you're lowering your standard and you're accepting this person, knowing that it could be a strong possibility that they are going to cheat. But you accepted that.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, at this stage of the game, I am 45. And there is no perfect person.
Of course. Yeah.
And I believe that we all have red flags. I think it just boils down to what red flags you can tolerate. What red flags mix with yours? Can your BS and my BS match?
Right.
I think if we start there, a lot of times, because a lot of times I found that we look, at all the positive, and then we dive head first into the relationship, right?
Yeah.
With because this person has this person has that, they can do this, they can do that. They check off all these boxes, but then down the line, when you look at the divorce rate and why people break up, you see, it's all this stuff. So I think we need to start from the back end and say, okay, listen, this is my BS. I'm working on it, but this is my BS.
Yeah.
And what's your BS? And can our BS match? Because if our BS, if they don't match, it's doomed from the start.
Right. So when are you having these conversations? Because what I find in talking to different people, they're not having these conversations. They're not being, I love the term naked. They're not getting naked with one another, because they're enjoying the fun part of getting to know each other. But you're not putting your crap on the table. You know what I'm saying?
Most don't.
Right. So, but then when you hit that bump in the road and you can't bounce back from it, you got to take it back to the beginning of that relationship. What you missed. What didn't you discuss? Yeah, because that's a big part of it.
Because nobody wants to look like the bad guy.
Exactly.
That too, but I also feel like what you say with the red flags or and the BS and everything. But I also feel like, and that all goes the same thing as saying, knowing who is worth going through the BS with. Yeah. On top of the fact that I feel like a lot more people, the relationships you have all those issues within the relationships because instead of, you don't get the time to really, like you said, get to know each other, but also a lot of people don't take the, if you, like you say, we get out of these relationships, you jump into the next one. You don't take the time to heal from your past to even be able to know what your BS is or know what your flaws are, to be able to tell that person, well, this is why I feel this way, or this is why I'm hesitant of this. You know what I'm saying?
But do you know why?
Why is that?
Because the biggest thing, the hardest thing to do is face yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your own issues.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go into some fun questions. The serious stuff. Let's get some fun questions out the way. Do you have any?
When it comes to intimacy, right? I guess it's not a fun question, but what would you like to tell men? What's a good way of getting intimate? Okay, you said conversation. Right, you said touch. But if it's a guy out there, he's kind of like he's double dutching. He's trying to get in. He just don't know what to do. He wants to make that next move, but he just don't know how to. Because he don't want to mess it up. He don't want to mess the night up.
Right, and I understand that, but I feel like you have to relax. I think that's the big part of it. I think sometimes we put, and men probably do it more, so much pressure to be something or do something that maybe they're not comfortable with. Relax and just be yourself. I can appreciate that more so than you doing something and I feel your energy is just like you're uncomfortable, because then it's going to make me uncomfortable. So I want you to keep it simple. Like, I went on my first date a few months ago, probably back in August, and it was different, we went to a nice restaurant, but I'm a simple girl. You don't have to take me to a fancy restaurant. I could be happy with Applebee's. You know what I'm saying? I appreciated that.
What if he took you to this fancy restaurant? It wasn't about you. What if that's just his thing?
It was his thing, and it was.
What if that's his thing?
Right, it was his
saying?
favorite restaurant, and I appreciated that. I'm saying going forward, you don't have to do that. I'm a simple girl, just like Valentine's Day is coming in. For me, you can get me a basket with all of my favorite candies.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's when I say I'm simple, I'm really
it's
simple.
Really simple, okay.
I can appreciate a nice restaurant, don't get me wrong. But it's not required.
It's not required, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, now I'm going to ask some real questions, okay? Some sexy questions, right?
Okay.
Because we all about passion, fashion, and purpose up in here. So let's get into the fashion part of intimacy, okay? So what would be the outfit that Miss Jackie would wear?
Good question.
Okay, in the bedroom setting.
In the bedroom. I have a costume fetish, one of many.
Okay. So you want to know one night who you want me to be tonight?
Exactly,
okay,
exactly. So I'm that. I love whips.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
And chains and stuff?
Yeah, I really love that. Like, love it.
Y'all hear this? For although she in a dating, she back out dating, y'all.
So pain is pleasure.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's levels to it. And I think that's what people don't understand. I think I mentioned on the show last week that bondage is one of my fetishes. But it's more so about trust with that person. That's not an experience I'm going to share with everyone. But if you're my partner and I trust you, then I'm open to a lot of different things.
Okay.
Wow.
Trust. Y'all got to get on her good side, basically. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Y'all gonna see a lot more Miss Queen Jackie, okay? Jackie, okay? Because she's gonna be doing a tour around the Coyote Man Show Network. So thank you for joining us today. For all of you out there, I hope y'all learned something. Valentine's Day is coming up. I hope y'all took some notes from the Intimacy Queen. That's what I'm calling you. So thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for showing up. Make sure y'all join us every Tuesday, 7:45, right here at the Coyote Man Show Network. Download us on all of your mobile apps, Amazon Fire TV, Roku, and all of our social media platforms. Tell them your social media.
At Barbershop. At Barber Shan Q Shop. At Barbara. At
Shan Q Shop.
At Shan _Q _shop.
You go tongue-tied today, man.
Yeah,
I'm
a little
telling
tongue-tied.
you, too much intimacy.
And Miss Queen Jackie.
You can follow me on Instagram at Queen_Jackie A.
And you already know Miss Critique Empire LLC and Critique Agency. And you can see us right here inside Security Square Mall, 6901 Security Boulevard. See y'all next week.
You're watching The Glam Show.
On the Coyote Man Show Network.
We talk passion, fashion, and purpose.
Let's do it.